And at the same time, Prabhuji, if you can add Devanagari text while doing the Sandhina, it will help. So in English, we can do it. It's very easy because just we have to add the pratyay and just little bit changes. But in Devanagari, when we try, then it's become little difficult. So
Okay,
if we can add simultaneously
okay.
Hindi, then
I will like basically do in Roman English. Wherever you find it difficult, let me know. I'll type in Devanagari.
okay.
Otherwise, I'll have to switch it. Let's see. For the difficult ones, of course, we can do. So, the Purva Rupa Sandhi. So that's like Loke Smin. So Loke Smin. This way. In Devanagari. Loke Smin. Um, so this is simple. We won't do all here. This is just single pattern. So Arabhate, A gets deleted, and in English we get apostrophe mark, and in Devanagari we get this avagraha symbol. Um, so, let's do the second one, like the splitting up. So survey p, so it is survey p, and so on. Easy for this one also. So that was the Purva Roop Sandhi. Then the A Av Sandhi, 54 and 55, I believe. So which we did yesterday. So the first one is Deshe Iha. So Deshe, so it becomes Desha Iha, or Yarama gets deleted. So Desha Iha. Two options. In Devanagari, Desha Iha. Actually, uh, it would be written combinedly in Devanagari, like this.
Yes, yes.
And Desha Iha. Similarly, second one Kale Iti, so Kala Iti or Kala Iti, and so on. Third and fourth, the same. Fifth one, Tasmai Aham, so Tasma Aham, or Yarama gets deleted, so Tasma Aham. In Devanagari, Tasma Yaham, like this, or Tasma Aham. The second section, resolve splitting up the words, the sandhis. So the first one is so it's written the ahu. You can look at the question bank which I shared yesterday. So the first one is the ahu written. So it is te ahu, right? Because te turned into tai and ya got deleted. So the ahu. So it is te ahu. The second one is uchyate iti. The third one is ete iha. The fourth one is te. Oh, I think the first and the fourth one are the same. Yeah, it's the same. So actually, like A becomes I and O becomes of. Ya and work gets deleted. So now let's say here in the fourth one is written the ahu, like in the question bank. So it could have been tav or tai, right? How do we know what it is. So for that, we need to have some understanding and knowledge of vocabulary to trace, to figure out or to guess the proper word. So if I say that it was of, which got where were got deleted, and so it should be to. But to doesn't mean anything, right? To doesn't mean anything. Te means something. Fifth one is tasma iha, so tasmai iha. Sixth one is tasya uktam, so tasyai uktam. Seventh is va array, va array, va array. What do you think? Va array. Wow. Oh, no, no. Va iha, va iha, wow, va array. Now the seventh one seems like vai and array. So vai we know. Vai is used like in the sense of certainty. You know, in shlokas also we see vai. Yeah, like certainly, indeed, truly. So this is vai and array. So I became I, right? And then here got deleted. So va array. Yeah, so vai and array. Now, like there is also one word which is no, wow. So let's say it was wow array. Ow turned into av and then wow got deleted. So this is also possible. Wow array. But we'll have to see the context where it is situated. Then we can figure out. So for the timing, let's say both the possibilities can be there. Why or bow. The eighth one, va iha. Again, I mean, it could be vai iha, could be bow iha, depending on the context. Yeah, so that was yesterday's Sandhi, 54 and 55. Anything here uh, to discuss? Okay. Then
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I have a question. As it come to class, so this one is actually sutras. What sutras? The numbers?
54 and 55.
54 and 55. Okay, got it. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay. Then the previous one was the we'll have to see the sutra number. So the next homework was for the 49. So Sutra 50th for that one, and Sutra 50th, 49, 48, 48, 49, 50. So practice sheets for this homework. So for Sutra 50, Itvamevaya Sarveshware, Iti Ataha becomes Ityataha. this is first section in Devanagari would be Ityata, like this. Sanskrit looks so good in Devanagari script, right? I mean, it does look good in Roman script as well. How nice it looks, combinedly. In Roman, it is separate. Then Ityaha becomes Ityaha, Yadyapi, so Yadyapi, and so on until eighth one. Then the ninth one here is Vastu Asti, so Vas Vasti. Devanagari would be Vas Vasti. Vas like this, Vas Vasti. Who becomes Va? 10th one is Guru Adeshaha. So who becomes Av? Sorry, Va. So Guru Adeshaha. So Guru Adeshaha in Devanagari.
Bro, can you explain me ninth one, Viraj? Vastu iti.
Yeah, Vastu Asti. The word is Vastu Asti. So when Udvayam is followed by any Sarveshwara, except for Udvayam, then U becomes Va. U becomes Va. So Vasti, right? So in Devanagari,
It's the sandhi is Vastu iti or Vastu asti.
I think it is Asti. Yeah, it is Asti in the image I sent, in the homework I sent. Vastu Asti. I mean,
Okay, sorry, then I took it wrong.
even though it is iti, the point is to convert u into va. Let's say it is iti. That's fine. So still vastviti in Devanagari would be like this. Vastviti. That's fine.
Okay.
Then the 15th, number 15th, Dhatri Angsha. So Dhatri Angsha, so it is Dhatri and Angsha. Re followed by a Sarveshwara, so re turns into Ra, becomes Dhatrangsha. In Devanagari, like this, Dhatrangsha. Three Ukta, so Re becomes Ra. Pitrukta. Pitrukta. That was section 1 of this Sutra 50 and 51, 52, 53. Then the second part of this homework was to split up. So the first one was Ityarthaha. So that would be Iti Arthaha. If you have any doubt in any particular Sandhi, which you have question in, so you can ask that also.
Fifth one.
I'm sorry, fifth one.
Yes, Viraj.
Acha, so fifth one here. So it is written, yeah, like this. So this is he and I am. So if Rama became Ya Rama by Idvameva Ya Sarveshwari. So in Devanagari it was like this. So he I am. He I am is he I am.
Oh, yes.
And so on. The 14th one, let's see the 14th one. So it's Shat. Okay, Shatra Desha. It is Shatra Desha written. So it is basically Shatri plus Adesha. So Re became Ra, so Shatra Desha. Shatri and Adesha. The 13th one, uh, so it is Kartradi, so Kartradi, so Kartri and Adi. Kartri and Adi.
Uh, 14th and 13th one you can write in Devanagari.
Devanagari. Okay.
Yes.
So Kartradi, and when we split up, so Kartri, Adi, and 14th one, Shatra Desha, Shatri, Adesha. Okay, so and the previous homeworks I think we had already discussed in the class, so no need to discuss. So you can look up the homework again, and if any doubt is there, we can discuss. So let's move to the Vishnu Janasanti. Very good. So we completed the Sarveshwara Santhis. So now we are supposed to be very fluent and very efficient in Sarveshwara Santhis because we have completed them. So if we are competent and efficient in Sarveshwara Sandhi, then that's fine. If not, then we need to work on the sutras more. So we are supposed to be knowing the Sarveshwara Sandhis now. So whenever two words come where Sarveshwara Sandhi has happened, so we are supposed to be able to split up to know, okay, here is a Sarveshwara Sandhi and these are the two different words separate and so on. If vocabulary is the issue, is the problem in splitting up words, then take help of dictionary and so on to know the words. Best is practice from like the app we discussed yesterday, from BBT Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. Just cross check from the work, try to practice Sandhi in the shlokas and then cross check in the word to word meanings. Very nice practice. So even if you don't know the vocabulary, still you can practice there. And gradually, actually, by that process of practice, you will also gain vocabularies. That's also there. Moving ahead with the Vishnu Jana Sandhi, which is the second kind of Sandhi. So in the previous section, we were dealing with the Sarveshwaras. When there is Advaya, when there is Idvaya, there are Sarveshwaras and so on. Here, we'll deal with the Vishnu Janas. The very first sutra here says, Vishnu Dasu, Vishnu Padante, Hari Ghoshe, Cha, Hari Gada. A Vishnu Dasa, what is a Vishnu Dasa? If you don't know the sutra, that's fine. You can just tell the alphabet. What which all letters lie in Vishnu Dasa category? Hari Kamala, Hari Khadga, Hari Ghosh, and Hari Gada and Hari Ghosh. The four of them. So basically the whole 25 except for the Hari Venus, the last. So a Vishnu Dasa at the end of a Vishnu Pada. So this we described yesterday. What is a Vishnu Pada? So Vishnu Pada basically is a final declined word, a finally formed word. When we add a suffix with the root word, stem word, and we get a final word. So that is the Vishnu Pada. So if we have a letter which is a Vishnu Dasa, which is situated at the end of a word, then it becomes a Hari Gada. So there are two parts in this sutra. The second part we will study ahead, not now. Because Jiva Goswami himself says that um, that the second part will be uh, spoken of ahead. Udaharanantaram agre. So a Vishnu Das at the end of a Vishnu Pada becomes a Harigada. So this sutra, Sutra 61, explains that if we have a word at the end of which we have any Vishnu Dasa, then this Vishnu Dasa will turn into Hari Gada of its own Varga. For example, let's say Vak Achyutasya. Vak Achyutasya. Now Vak is a word. Now don't worry much about what is a Vishnu Pada, what is a finally declined word, adding suffix to Prakriti and so on. Don't worry about that. Just a Vishnu Dasa at the end of a word. So Vak is a word at the end of which we have the Karama. Now is Karama a Vishnu Dasa or not? Yes or no?
Yes.
It is. Karama is a Vishnu Dasa. So the sutra simply says that this Vishnu Dasa, this Karama, will become Harigada of its own Varga. So what will be the Harigada for Karama?
Ga.
Ga, Ga, Ka, Kha, Ga.
Ha,
So,
ka, kha, ga. Yes.
yeah, so it will become Ga. And yeah, that's all. And the yeah, so Vag and Achyutasya. The next letter, it remains as it is. There is nothing to do here.
In Devanagari,
Okay. In
it will
Devanagari,
combine or
yeah, it would be combined. In Devanagari, if a consonant and Sarveshwara is there, so they will be combinedly written like this. Vag Achyutasya. Like this. Vag Achyutasya.
yes, okay.
Bhagavad Gita. Let's say Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad is a word
The
ending with Tarama. So Tarama is a Vishnu Dasa. So
yes.
Ta will become Harigada of its own Varga. So what is Harigada for Ta?
Ta, tha, the.
The. It is the. So Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita. That's what we see in everywhere. Bhagavad Gita. Then what is Jiva Goswami gives few more examples here. Okay, let's say Kakuk Vishnu. Now is Bha Rama a Vishnu Dasa? Is Bha Rama a Vishnu?
Yes, bro.
Yes, it is. So what will Bha become? What is the Harigada for Bha?
Ba.
Ba. So it's not necessarily that it will be Hari Kamala only. It can be any from Vishnu Dasa. So it will be Kakuk Vishnu. This is very common something. So yeah, a few examples given here are Vak Govindasya becomes Vak. Yeah, he says uses this Shat Gopika or even Shat Goswami. So it is basically Shat Goswami. So Ta is a Vishnu Dasa. So this Vishnu Dasa turns into Harigada. So Ta, Tha, Da. Harigada is the third letter of the Varga. So it becomes Shad Goswami. Shad Goswami. That's Sutra 61. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
The next sutra is Harivenau Harivenur Va. Harivenau Harivenur Va. If a Vishnu Dasa at the end of a Vishnu Pada optionally becomes a Harivenu when a Harivenu follows. So this is kind of extensional sutra for the previous one. So this sutra says that if um, there is a word and at the end of which there is a Vishnu Dasa, like previously it was there. And if after that Vishnu Dasa, the second letter is Harivenu letter. Harivenu letters are Nga, Nya, Na, Ma, right? Nga, Nya, Na, Ma, the fifth letters of all the Vargas. So if such is the case that if Vishnu Dasa is followed by a Harivenu, then that Vishnu Dasa will optionally become the Harivenu letter. So optionally means one time Sutra 61 will be applied and another time it will become, so one time it will become Harigada and another time it will become Harivenu. So optionally becomes Harivenu. Vikalpena Harivenu or Harivenur Bhavishyati. Udharanani Pashyantu. The examples Jagat Natha. Jagat Natha. See carefully. Jagat is a word ending with the Vishnu Dasa, Tarama. Now, this Tarama, which is the Vishnu Dasa, is followed by a Harivenu. Na is a Harivenu.
No.
So, the sutra says that optionally this Tarama will become Harivenu of its own Varga. So, what is the Harivenu of Ta Varga? Ta, Tha,
No.
Na, Tha, Na.
No.
Na. So, it will become Jagan Natha. And optionally, Ta will become Harigada, as in the previous. So Ta will become Da. So Jagad Natha. Both the forms are right. Both the sandhis are correct. Jagannatha or Jagadnatha. This is very common. Like I think the last verse or the second last verse of the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Tanme Kshemataram Bhavet. Arjuna says that, okay, if they kill me, that would be more uh, beneficial for me. Kshemataram. So Tanme. So that is Tat Me. So Tat ends with Tarama, which is a Vishnu Dasa, followed by Ma. Is Ma Harivenu? Yes, it is. Ma is a Harivenu. Papa Baba Ma. So this Ta will optionally become Harivenu of its own Varga. So that is Tatha Dadhanna. And optionally it will become the Harigada. So that is Tadme. Tanme or Tadme. And so on. Any doubts here?
Prabhu, I have a question about the previous sutra.
Ji.
If there's a word that's not followed by another word, the example actually I got from yourself was samyak. When I sent homework, you replied samyak. So I was wondering if a word's not followed by another word, does Sutra 61 apply, or are there any cases that it doesn't apply?
Okay. Actually, for that one, there will be a sutra ahead which says Sutra 61 applies. That is there. But there is further sutra which says Vishnu Dasasya Hari Kamalam Virame. I think you can translate this one. That virama means when there is nothing else following that word, like for example, samyak or samyag, just that much. So there is nothing following after that. So this is called virama. Now, such Vishnu Dasa becomes Hari Kamalam, and this is actually an optional rule. Vishnu Dasa se Hari Kamalam va virame. So samyak or samyak. So there is this rule which will come ahead. Vishnu Dasasya Hari Kamalam va virame. So when there is nothing else following, so optionally the Vishnu Dasa becomes Hari Kamalam.
Okay, so this sutra is not in the Brihad version. This will come up in our course eventually, yeah?
It's in the Brihad also. This is actually in this the third chapter, the Akhyata. Sorry, I think yeah, it's in the second chapter. Second chapter it comes.
Okay, okay. This answered a lot of doubts in my mind about
Yeah,
the
you can
61.
discuss here.
Yeah. Okay.
Samyak. Like for example, if you see the verbs, like let's say abhut or apatat or something like that, any dhatu. So here, this Vishnu Dasasya Harikamalam Vavirame, it is optional for the nouns to convert the last letter into Harikamala or Harigada. But in Akhyata Prakaranam, in the verbal section, it's not optional. It is a compulsion to change the last letter into a Harikamala. That's why you will not see apatad. You know, you will see apatad, uh, basically the Harikamala at the end. So just an extra thing here.
Okay, that clarifies a lot. Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah. Okay. I hope this 60-second sutra is clear. So basically, in 60 seconds, the Vishnu Dasa becomes the Harivenu of its own Varga, Savarga Harivenu. You know, it's called Savarga, Savargiya, of its own Varga. So because this is an optional rule, so let's say if someone is running a publication where they are inserting shlokas and all, so if so they have both the options, but it is recommended that they stick to a particular option throughout their publications. In BBT books, I believe they do change it into Harivenu. So they stick to this rule throughout the publications, throughout the shlokas and all. Yeah, that was 62nd. 63rd. Yadava Matre Hari Kamalam. A Vishnu Dasa becomes a Hari Kamala when any Yadava follows. What are the Yadavas? Don't say the descendants of the Yadu dynasty, please. So
Yadav Anye.
okay, Yadava Anne. What does Anne mean there? So that's the Hari Kamala, Hari Khadga, and the Shauri. So basically,
Sorry.
yeah, the Shauris. So basically, all the consonants except for Gopalas. So Gopalas were Hari Gada, Hari Ghosha, Hari Venu, Hari Gada, Hari Ghosha, Hari Venu, Hari Mitra, and Ha. And rest are the Yadavas. So Hari Kamala, Hari Khadga, and Shauri, Shasa. So the sutra says, if there is a Vishnu Dasa at the first place, followed by any of the Yadavas, then that Vishnu Dasa will become or will remain a Hari Kamala. For example, Jiva Goswami has given this example, Vak Krishnasya. So when I was studying in my school, we had a very vivid discussion on this sutra. So Vak Krishnasya. So what actually fits better is that we can apply Sutra 61 first. So Sutra 61 says that a Vishnudasa turns into Harigada. So the Karama turns into Garama. And then we can apply this Sutra, so Sutra 63rd, which says that if a Vishnudasa is followed by a Yadava, Karama is a Yadava because it's a Harikamala, then this Vishnudasa will become a Harikamala of its own Varga. So Ga changes back to Ka. So this is one way of understanding. Or we can understand directly also that if there is Harikamala, sorry, Yadava, so the Vishnudasa will, if it is not a Harikamala, then it will become a Harikamala. And if it is a Harikamala already, then it will remain a Harikamala. So both the understanding are okay. I mean, the final result matters. Vak Krishnasya. Um, let's say Tat Tu. Tat Tu. Tat ends with Ta, which is a Vishnudasa. Tu begins with Ta, which is a Yadava, right? Ta is Kachatatapa, is Harikamala. So a Yadava. So this Ta,
The
I mean, you can change into the and again into Ta, or you can directly just keep it Ta, Harikamala. So Tat. So Vishnudasa will become or remain a Harikamala. Any
I
examples?
think
Uh-huh. Ji Prabhu?
in this case, the Devanagari might make sense because it seems as though it is two words. I'm just saying.
Okay, yeah, sure. Like let's say for the first one, Vak Krishnasya and
And
Tattu. These are all very common sandhis and frequently used anywhere. Very frequent. So,
Prabhu, I had a question.
Ji,
What is the rationale behind changing it first to Hari Gada and then changing it back to Hari Kamala again?
okay, so that was just to say, because the sutra says that if Vishnudasa is followed by a Yadava, so it becomes a Harikamala. This is what the sutra says. That a Vishnudasa becomes a Harikamala when any Yadava follows. So now, in case of Vak Krishnasya, there is this Karama, which is already a Harikamala. So 61, Sutra 61 is applicable. In Sanskrit, there is one rule that if any of the rules are applicable, so we apply them as long as they are applicable.
Okay.
Yeah. So regardless, the form comes the same or whatever. If the rules are applicable, then they will be applied unless it is prohibited specifically. That okay now, like for example, yesterday we did that deletion of ya and ver amas from I, of, I, and av, ayadinam ya vayorva. So, and then the following sutra said tesham na sandhir nityam. Now there will be no more sandhi after deletion of the ya or the ver amas. So that is a prohibitive sutra. In the O Ramantanam, Anantanam, Chavyayanam, Sarveshware, that is also restricting. The next Idu Detam Divichanasya Manivadi Varjam, that is also a restricting sutra. So if a sutra demands restriction, then there is a restriction. Otherwise, till the time sutras are applicable, the prerequisites are there, then we do apply the sutras. So that's why 61 is applicable, because Vak ends with Vishnu Dasa, so it should convert in Harigada, and then Harigada converts back into Harikamala because a Yadava is following. Or we can just directly understand that. That's also fine.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
So this Vishnu Jana Sandhi is a bit complicated compared to the Sarveshwara Sandhis, but it's fun actually. It's very nice doing Sandhis. So we'll try to send some homework for this, and you can practice, and then we'll do the next week. Okay, so we'll stop here and resume the next week. Hare Krishna.